Oh no!
It's gone already.
It's gonna
I don't think it's going to happen.
It's not happening, is it? We can auction that off, can't we? For later. Are we ready?
We're ready. We're doing it.
Ready?
Clap.
Bosh! Hello. Yeah. Welcome to episode 9, which is the penultimate episode of What's in the Egg Rob. And
9 episodes. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's flown by, hasn't it?
Yeah.
And it's and then that's wrapped up on season 1.
Season 1 of What's in the Egg Rob will be done
next week. Now we have missed a trick today. What trick have we missed?
I don't know. Oh,
should have done Star Wars, shouldn't we?
Well, we should, but it is actually May the 4th today.
It is, so we should have done that, but we haven't. We've obviously done something slightly different. So let's, without further ado, again, sir, Mr. Page, what is in the Egg Rob? You got to guess that one, surely.
It's not Thanksgiving, but we're going back once again to 1987. What is it with this year?
It's a great year, isn't it? Well, it was. I was secondary school, for my first year in secondary school, so it wasn't that great, but look at that. One of the best comedies ever, would you say?
The best road movies, one of the best John Hughes film. Not only directed, written, produced and directed by the legend John Hughes.
And also one of our best costumes.
I think
would you say? Most expensive one for me, this one, yeah. This is all original stuff. I'm not going to get much use out of it.
We have got we're the opposite way around though.
Are we?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's just to throw people off, isn't it?
It is, but
and this is our usual
we're like
positioning. I did have a moustache, but it fell off because I've got my own moustache. But again, if you want to claim that as screen accurate, you can do. Bit of snot on it, is there? Probably.
A little bit.
And we've also got the shower curtain rings. 100%
American Light and Fixture, Del Griffith.
Shower curtain rings.
Which are available from the Straight to Video 80s Video Shop merchandise store.
Let's do some shameless plugging of our products. Yeah.
There you go, £9.99.
Czechoslovakian ivory earrings. Which is another shit I completely forgot about.
Yeah?
When he's flogging all them curtain rings to try and get them.
Brilliant.
Get them off on the trot.
It's fantastic.
A couple of Easter eggs in this video. You'll see one to Rob's left, I hope, and everyone will know who that is in the picture. So
I rewatched it this morning.
Right.
It's one of them films which I thought I could act, but I think as you get older, you notice more and more things.
Yeah. What's the funny things that you would have noticed when you're a kid? Because the funny things as a kid is that obviously when the truck comes, you're going the wrong way.
I picked up on all that.
No, but as a kid, that's a funny bit because when it's the devil and stuff
like that. Yeah. There's quite a few slapstick things. I think that's Steve Martin at the beginning where he's running for the taxi. He's doing that funny run.
Yeah. He's slapping his feet on the floor, isn't he? That sort of a run. Is that a Kevin Bacon bit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interestingly, it's a well-known thing. In John Hughes' timeline, he did She's Having a Baby with Kevin Bacon shot in the same year as Planes, Trains and Automobiles, but so that's why Kevin Bacon was in this film.
He's like hanging around.
I think it's something like that. Or he was like, well, we need somebody. Or Kevin Bacon's great. But She's Having a Baby was actually filmed before this, but released after. A bit of a random bit of trivia.
See, Rob's calling going to come into play quite a lot because I don't know a load about this film. I've seen it a few times.
Okay.
But I don't know as much.
You're a great outdoors fan, aren't you?
Yeah.
And Uncle Buck.
Uncle Buck, great Outdoors is my favourite John Candy film.
Yeah.
But having rewatched clips of this, I genuinely laughed.
It is. Like I say, I think it was probably John Hughes' first adult movie once he was making that transition from teen films into adult stuff, and this is the first one. And
it's got a really good arc in it as well, because when he sort of has that sort of flashback thing at the end. Go on.
Well, just for people who, I'm sure you've seen this film. 36 years old, is it now?
Yeah.
My God. Steve Martin, Neil Page is trying to get home for Thanksgiving with his family, wakes in New York, has to get back to Chicago, so thinks he's just going to get a simple plane ride, but obviously that misses the plane, which meets Del Griffith, sets him on this journey all across America to try and get home for Thanksgiving. And
they get on a plane, don't they? But it's called Planes, Trains and Automobiles. He meets him on the plane, does he not?
Well, his first introduction to him was where he trips over...
the taxi thing. Yeah. And
trips over his trunk.
Yeah.
Then he tries to hijack him in the taxi. He goes, He
Yeah,
does the
yeah.
scene.
That's the look. Yeah.
Then he
I
sees him
remember
in the
now.
waiting lounge while he's with them. I know you.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, they kind of constantly
Cross
keep
the
bumping
path.
into each other.
So in order, is it planes, trains, and automobiles? I think it is, isn't it?
I think it is, yeah.
There's missed buses out as well.
Yeah.
Go meet Flintstones, meet the Flintstones. What is it? What song does Neil Page
Oh my
sing?
God, I have no idea what song it is.
Oh, Penny, something like.
3 coins in a
fountain. And no one reacts. Flintstones.
Oh my God, I'm trying to think. Interestingly, we mentioned Kevin Bacon comes in because he'd worked with John Hughes on She's Having a Baby. There's lots of Ferris Bueller characters in this one.
Yeah, there is.
Ben Stein on the Bueller.
Which
he,
bit's here?
He cancels the plane.
Yes, yeah.
He's in that.
The best scene in this for me.
Edie McClure, Grace from Ferris Bueller.
You've got to do it.
Gobble gobble. She's brilliant. She's fantastic. I mean,
How
she
may
stole.
I help you?
Yeah, she stole Ferris Bueller, and she pretty much steals this one as
Well,
well.
yeah, it's like Ferris Bueller. I mean, going quickly onto that is a Tipex sniffing scene. Is my favourite bit.
Oh, it's so good.
Grace. It's just sniffing Tipex.
She's pulling pencils out of it.
Yeah.
Just constantly.
Well, this one, she hardly says anything, does she? Really?
No.
Because it's all Neil Page like losing his shit, which is the best. I think it's the best because it comes out of nowhere. It's a bit like the National Lampoon scene where he goes, "You know what I
Has
think?
the meltdown,
I think you're all And,
I think this
yeah.
comes in about probably 2/3 of the way the film is like already missed his plane and all this kind of stuff. Goes to pick up a rental car. The rental car's not there, so he has to walk for miles back to the rental car place. And Edie McClurg's on the reception desk.
How may I help you?
This is what actually got the film an R rating in America.
Well, there's hardly anything in it, is it?
Yeah.
As apart from that, there's no nudity. There's no. It's like
Not much swearing.
not
I
much
think.
swearing, is
No.
it? Say jackass is probably
Yeah.
the worst, but it was said in it.
But then Steve Martin goes on an F-bomb. Right?
Massive F-bomb, man. But it's brilliant, and it's so worth it, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's worth getting the extra rating just for that scene because it's just brilliant.
What's the TV edit of that scene?
Oh, that'd be amazing, wouldn't it? How would that's
Unless
very
it said just flipping. Or
yeah.
something like
4 flipping wheels and a seat, a flipping Toyota, a flipping Mustang. I love that bit. A flipping Buick.
It's the way he says the runway across a
Yeah.
fucking runway. I love him. But
Highway.
one thing I've heard in a couple of the reviews on this one, and who did you relate to as a kid? Or I never saw Steve Martin as kind of like, I'm not going to call him a bad, he's not a bad guy, but
No.
I never saw him as like an unlikable dude. I related to him as a kid, but now I watch it now, it's like, he's a bit of a dick in a lot of
Yeah, I think
How
that.
irritating John Candy is, Steve Martin is a bit of a dick.
Yeah, I think it comes. That's why it didn't really relate to it too much as a kid. I watched it again. I was like, "This is really funny," because neither of them are actually that likable.
Right.
Even though Del Griffiths is amazing, he would really piss you off, wouldn't he? If you want to get home and there's someone just chirping in your ear roll about and going in bed with you. It'd really get on your tits. Well, I mean, you spent 4 days with me in America, and I don't think I was that bad, was I? Bit similar?
There's a few similarities.
There is. There is a bit.
In the, me and Chris went away last year, and Chris can decimate a hotel room in like...
The blink of an eye, wasn't it?
It's kind of like the scene where they're in the hotel, and he's in the shower, and he comes out, and there's just shit everywhere. You see, that scene never made much sense. Well, it kind of made sense to me, but Steve Martin, Neil Page, is having a shower, and he gets out, and it's carnage in the bathroom. But his reaction to it, I'm like, well, surely that was there when he went in. Why is he reacting to it now? I'm like, oh, Del must have come in while he was in the shower. And there's actually a deleted scene where Del goes in
Oh, wicked.
and just destroys the place.
Well, I've got his characteristics.
I think that's your only similarity.
And we also did miss a plane.
We did miss a plane,
Yeah, it was horrific. So we did have basically. What did we get? You're driving the plane we missed, and we didn't get on a train there, did we? Did we?
No, I don't think we did.
Just Ubers with what's his name again?
I can't
Your
remember.
best mate.
Is it Robert? Robert,
Robert, the Uber driver.
Yeah, that's a whole different story. That's a
Yeah.
whole different podcast on its own.
Yeah, Robbie on the Chihuahua, the weirdest taxi driver I've ever been in. I think. Did you say? Anyway,
I think so, yeah. One other, I'd have to look this up. We're on about characters which come from other John Hughes films. This is a really random one, which I should have looked up beforehand. But when he gets the bus to pick up his car,
Yeah.
he gets dropped off at the car place. There's an overdub. I think there's like this. The bus driver is like this black dude. You don't really see him, but there's obviously like a voice overdub, and it sounds very much like one of the dudes in the bar from Weird Science.
Really?
Where he goes, "Drink it."
Really?
Yeah, I'm sure it's
Oh.
him. I'm sure it's him. Someone might be able to tell me on that one, but I thought that sounds. I've seen Weird Science more times than this.
Yeah.
That sounds just like him. So I wonder if that's another recurring.
Well, I bet it is, you know.
Yeah.
Little Easter eggs in there. And,
Drink it.
Yeah. Did you get the wife thing with this or not?
When I watched it as a kid,
Yeah.
no,
No, I didn't
I was
either.
like, I get suckered in totally. I
Yeah.
never realised that. And won't spoil that because that's a beautiful
Yeah, it's
scene.
really good.
Um,
Well, it's not really. It's just it makes you feel more sorry for him. And
what's the arc of the film?
well, yeah, and when they all come
Went
back together as like friends at the end,
into- Yeah.
it's really quite sweet.
Apparently, the test screenings on this, people were walking out because they didn't like it.
Really?
Yeah.
Didn't know which bit.
It just didn't work, and I think they changed once. Everyone was seeing Dell as like a total freeloader, like
Right, okay.
sponging off
Yeah,
it,
yeah.
So there's no real likable.
So they
character.
put that when he's trying to sell curtain rings as earrings. They put to get some money together.
There's that, and there's one where he offers Neil his money back, and that was a scene they added in or changed it in the edit. I thought, oh, he's not sponging off me; he's offering to pay back and all. So that like.
Oh, they get robbed as well, don't they?
Yes.
In the night.
Yeah.
That's the before the
I totally
two
forgot about
pillows
that
thing
scene.
because
Yeah.
he goes check my wallet.
Yeah.
And he's like, if there's a penny more, then you know I'm a thief.
Have you seen any of the deleted scenes? What the recent release?
I don't think I have. No, I really should do because as I say, it's sort of. I'm quite chuffed that this is a film that's come back around for me.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas I never really. So I watched it and it didn't. It was at the heart of like Beverly Hills Cop and things like that, which was pure action and comedy.
Yeah.
This is a bit of both. It's a bit mixed up in it. It's not like a.
This is very
it's
standalone
strange,
film.
Yeah,
It's like it's a road movie, but
it's difficult to sort of say like it's comedy, but it's drama, and it's just a bit. Not all. I wouldn't say all over the shop because that's really like doing it a disservice because it's a brilliant film, but it's not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not got that vibe that every other film has. You won't go, but it's still a classic in my opinion. Even though I didn't think so much as a kid that I do now. And when a film makes me genuinely laugh, then it's got to go up there, hasn't it? Which this does.
I don't know when I actually saw this. I think I like got into John Hughes. I don't think I saw it when it originally came out, but I saw it similar, probably when it came out on video. Came out at the same time as Three Men and a Baby, which strangely I went to the pictures twice to see.
Did you?
Over 2 weekends.
Was that Two Girls again or not?
No, me and two mates went to see it. I think it was the
Twice?
only, twice. I think we went to Nottingham to Derby 2 consecutive weekends. So, oh, shall we go to pictures? Oh, Three Men
I
and a Baby's on
suppose,
again.
but it's not a bad film, but is that the worst film you've seen twice in the cinema?
Well, I'd probably say Howard the Duck's a bit of a struggle.
You went twice.
I went to see Howard the Duck twice.
Ace Ventura: Pet Detective. Why? I was in the era when I used to go to cinema all the time, and I tried to beat my record. And God, 3 times I went to see that.
Oh my God.
The sequel as well.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen them, either of them all the way through.
I like to watch them again, see how poor, how badly they've aged, because I wouldn't imagine too great.
Yeah, Three Men and a Baby, I went to see it twice. It was the same year that Good Morning Vietnam came out, and I remember going to a video shop in Ripley to buy a video, and it was the one at the bottom of Church Street, which is no longer there. It's been demolished now. It used to be a massive video shop. I don't know if you can remember. Across from Midland Bank. Sorry for people who have no idea on the geography which I'm talking about right now. But I went in, and I think it was a toss-up between Good Morning Vietnam and Planes, Trains and Automobiles. And I think the woman behind the counter, she put me off buying Good Morning Vietnam, and I took this up. She said, "Oh yeah, much better choice." That comes back to me for some reason.
And she's right.
I think so. Yeah, I love Good Morning Vietnam, but
She's right, in my opinion. But, yeah, do you know, I thought I was really late to this film. I'm sure, It was one that never really... I saw the trailer like a gazillion times. It was always on the front of the trailer with that same dude doing the voiceover. And then, I don't know.
it's not one. It's probably the same for me, like with Ferris Bueller. The Ferris Bueller trailer doesn't really grab you.
No, again, in this trailer, there's like the "Where's Your Other Hand" bit.
Yeah.
But there's not the... And there's a bit
Can
where
I
it's saying-
say?
Go on.
That is one of, in my opinion, one of the most overrated funny scenes ever.
I agree. Yeah.
Because I don't really, I get it, but it doesn't make that much sense to me.
The bit before the pillow bit is funny.
The bit before and the bit after it are more funny than the actual pillow
The
bit.
between "Where's Your Other Hand" between two pillows is like, those aren't pillows. It's like, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think it was I agree with you on that one.
Yeah.
It's a cheapish joke, in my opinion.
I still don't
but
think
the
it's
bit
that
where
funny.
before that and the bit afterwards, geez, the Cub game's over, hell of a game, hell of a game.
The reaction.
That's
to it's
amazing.
Better. It's even better.
But they didn't have to do but I suppose everyone thought it was amazing. So I think.
I'm presuming it is between his arse cheeks.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. But
You got to proper ledge it in to get in there, haven't you?
And also the other way around, maybe if like Steve Martin's hands up John Candy's arse, kind of believe it.
Yeah, big bum.
But John Candy putting his hand up Steve Martin's arse.
Yeah.
Surely you'd feel that, wouldn't you?
I'm glad we agree on that.
Yeah, no, I've always thought that, you know.
Yeah.
It's a bit like when we did the.
How do people feel about that?
Yeah.
Is it an overrated joke? Overrated scene?
Yeah, I think so. I think that when we did Predator the other week, when we said we won't say get to the chopper,
Yeah.
it's just overrated and nonsense. It doesn't mean nothing. Yeah, I'd see. I think there's more people out there that go, yeah, I agree with you, and they won't. They'll go, no, because it's been turned into T-shirts and.
Yeah.
It's the sort of thing, I think when people go, have you seen Planes, Trains and Automobiles? I go, yeah, that scene when they're in bed together. And they're like, you haven't seen Planes, Trains and Automobiles, you're lying.
Yeah,
Because it's like...
If you had to rank the funny scenes in this film, that is way down.
Yeah, I think so, yeah. I mean, the devil scene's better than that.
Yeah.
Oh God, think of some more of the scenes.
What's the temperature?
Yeah.
1. That's one of my favourite bits.
Oh, the car when it gets stopped by the police.
Yeah, that's the guy from Spinal Tap as well as the officer. The actual car, interestingly, another thing I didn't pick up on until I rewatched it today, which was staring me in the face, is it's the same colour as the Griswold.
Yes,
car.
I'm about to say isn't it?
Metallic P.
Yeah.
Another great line.
I've always wanted a station wagon, a car made of wood. Not metallic P like, but like, Roger Murtaugh-esque one.
Yeah. When it's all been trash from going down the truck, this isn't as bad as I thought. This will buff out, no problem.
It sets on fire.
Sets on fire, and they both see it setting on fire. They both look at it at different times, and I think they've peaked then, and like they've gone too far. They just don't even react to it.
Is that the bit where he goes, "Where's your wallet?" It's in the glove box or something. And
Yeah,
they just
he
start
realises
laughing.
he's burnt all his credit cards.
Yeah,
and stuff
he
like
tries
that.
to pay for a room, doesn't he? That's why he ends up with the room with him, doesn't he?
Yeah. No, that's later on. That is.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. They've got no money, just so Did Dell get the room for free for some reason? We really are struggling on this one because it's not a film that I say I've seen over and over and over again. But there's a reason why he has to share a room with Dell.
What, the first time?
No, the between two pillows scene.
Yeah, that's the first time they stay in the
is,
hotel, and that's where they get the credit cards mixed up. And
yes,
he gives him a double for the price of a single.
So he did know what he was doing though, didn't he? He nicked his credit card, didn't he? And he paid for a room. Didn't nick it, but he got mixed up and he knew what he'd done.
He booked the car on his credit card later on.
But he admitted that, didn't he?
Yeah.
So yeah, a bit of a dick move.
Yeah, but at that point, they'd been split up.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so you can't book a car with shower curtain rings.
I don't know. Give it a shot.
I'm trying to think what else is. Oh, the guy who picks them up, Owen.
Yeah.
He looks like Jason Newsted from Metallica. I never realised.
You know what? I've always thought about Jason Newsted, even though I don't mind him. But his face was basing. It's horrible. It's got two bigger nostrils.
There's a bit where he shakes Dell's hand, then he spits on his hand and shakes Neil Page's hand. It's brilliant. Little things like that, which I missed it when I was a kid, but you kind of appreciate it more as you get older. So
if you were in this position then,
right,
before we rock up, who would you rather be travelling with, Neil Page or Del Griffith?
Oh, Neil Page, because if he wasn't like Del Griffith, he'd just keep quiet all the time and just...
Yeah, I think you'd love it. You're definitely a Neil Page kind of guy, aren't you? You couldn't cope with Del Griffith. I mean, you can't cope with me. He's surely worse than me, is he?
Oh yeah, he's worse than you. Yeah.
Cheers,
you don't take your shoes and socks off on a plane.
So it's good. Oh. Oh, that's
What did you say? My dogs are barking at the moment. Something. My dogs are barking.
Oh, it's brilliant.
It's pretty gross, some of the stuff he does.
Well, the bit when they're sleeping, when we said it already, when he's clearing his sinuses.
Again, there's another deleted film where he asks Neil if he can do a fart.
Does he really?
That's the thing what pushes him out of the bed initially.
Oh, right. When it goes on that, that's another funny scene, the rant that Neil Page does to Del about he probably lays into him, doesn't he?
Yeah. He lays into him really early into the film as well.
Yeah, he does, yeah. And the thing is, I don't get how that relationship mends itself quite so quickly, because he proper goes at him, doesn't he?
Yeah, but the Del comes back with that speech and Neil realises he's overreacted.
Yeah.
It's brilliant.
Yeah. I also, if you want more points, but I do feel Del Griffith's cart's that fucking massive luggage thing around with him. Could you be arsed with that? And what is in that?
That's a lot of shower curtain rings.
That's everything though, isn't it? Because he hasn't got a house.
Yeah.
So he hasn't got a home, so he's like a...
The bit where they put the brakes on the car and it flies off the back is superb.
They're going the wrong way. But, yeah, with Del, so would it warrant a sequel?
It was on about doing a remake.
Oh, fuck that.
With, I know Kevin Hart was in it. And
he's going to be coming on The Rock in it or something. Yeah, it's going to be in it.
You can't put the heart into it. You need John Hughes at the helm.
As much as I do like Kevin Hart, it's decent, but it's of time,
in
my opinion. Like with Jumanji, that worked fine. This one, they're going to remake it though, aren't they?
Oh.
They have said that.
You got to think like the soundtrack in this is perfect as well. Mess around.
I love that. Yeah, that's it. That was the first one that taught me how to play the saxophone, but mine it. With his thumb in his mouth.
I like when he's doing the keyboard.
Up keyboard. But I think if you notice that scene, his fag keeps growing and shrinking.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's had about,
there's a lot of smoking in this film.
And that's what it's a dangerous habit, kids, because that sets fire to the car, doesn't it? Because he lobs it out the window, it goes back into the back seat, and that's when it gets warm. So he takes his coat off and gets trapped, and then spins it round, and that's when they go the wrong way up the road. So it all starts with a fag, or singing to mess around.
Yeah.
Because he's trying to get some sleep, isn't he?
Yeah.
And he's like keyboarding it. The one thing that made me cringe a little bit though is the bit, do you know when they go through the trucks and he's a devil?
Right.
And at the end, his fingers are wedged into it goes through me.
The steering wheel's bent forward.
Yeah. Which, do you know what? Very quickly again, sorry.
It's all right.
I had a crash in real life, and my steering wheel did that.
Yeah.
Seriously, yeah. And I was like, huh? I don't know how it happened. It just doubled up.
It's like when you're on your BMX and you put your brakes on too.
Yeah, but the whole thing had it was bizarre. God. Yeah, we don't even know about the wonky handlebars, but no, it was a strange one. But yeah.
Do you know who was originally going to be cast in this instead of?
That's another good question. Shall I have a guess? Let me have a guess. It's going to be the usual suspects in it, but Belushi had died by then. I would say
one of them's pretty obvious. The other one not so much.
87, so it's like the height of Bill Murray.
Okay.
For probably Del Griffiths, I would imagine, and then Harold Ramis.
Okay.
It's a bit out of the way.
You'll get the Neil Page one. Tom Hanks for Neil Page.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And for Del Griffiths, John Travolta.
Really?
Yeah. Interesting.
That wouldn't have worked, would it? Tom Hanks would have been all right.
Tom Hanks would have been fine. You know, he could have.
I think he'd have pulled that off.
Yeah.
He could pull anything off, can't he?
Yeah.
I mean, he's been in so many films that he hits a nail pretty all the time, doesn't he? But John Travolta, I'm so glad they didn't do that.
Well, that was before.
Is that Look Who's Talking?
John Travolta came back with Look Who's Talking. That's what kind of put him back on the radar. I think then obviously Pulp Fiction a few years later. But yeah, I think it was pre-Look Who's Talking, so it wasn't a box office choice. So yeah, they nailed it with these two.
Oh, 100% they did. There's no, you couldn't imagine anybody else being these two characters.
That's why we don't need a remake of Planes,
No,
Trains,
please don't. No, don't remake, no sequel. You can't do a sequel anyway, can you? The kids bump into each other.
Oh my, that's something they do.
Yeah, it is, and it'll be on a streaming service, and no one will give a shit. And no one, rightly so.
Yeah.
And it'll be just why?
Like every other remake, we forget about them, just keep going back to the other one. So, yeah, brilliant film. If you've not seen it, watch it. It's a Christmas movie over here. It's technically a Thanksgiving movie, but a lot of people say it's a Christmas movie in the UK.
It's stretch over both, isn't it? We don't do Thanksgiving, though, do we? So we have to nick it as a Christmas film. But we might have to wrap up, because it's the hottest I've been doing one of these.
Take your jacket off. Careful,
I might do.
Ledged onto something. So yeah, episode 9, What's in the Egg, Rob?
See you next week for the final episode of What's in the Egg, Rob. Gobble, gobble.
During holiday travel, some people get delirious. Some get delayed. And some get Del Griffith.
American Light and Fixture, Director of Sales, Shower Curtain Ring Division.
Neil Page got all three.
I was on my way home to spend a nice holiday with my family. Instead, I'm in a motel bed with a stranger.
So instead of Thanksgiving with his family, he's spending 3 days with the turkey.
Two happy clams just whistling down the road.
Flintstones, meet the Flintstones, they're the Marconi family.
Paramount Pictures presents
Wilma!
Steve Martin.
You ever been to Hawaii?
Yeah.
You see Don Ho while you were there?
See the second show, that's the best one.
Is that right?
Yeah.
John Candy.
Why are you holding my hand? Where's your other hand? Between two pillows. Those aren't pillows.
In a new film by John Hughes. Planes, trains, and automobiles.
See that Bears game last week? Yeah, hell of a game, hell of a game.